Hi mga Kapuyaters! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Von, ang kaagapay nyo sa puwitan. And for today's video, I'll be sharing the 2 questions that got me stuck during the interview in my early stage in the BPO industry. Now, I'm gonna share as well paano ko siya sinagot and survive and get the job. Alright, sabi ko nga kanina, there's these 2 questions that got me stuck during the first year in the BPO industry when I had my interview. So, share ko kayo sa inyo kung paano ko siya sinagot para ma-hit and ma-bullseye mo yung interview questions. Alright, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll be able to see the tips and techniques on how to pass an interview. And if you like this, you can also hit that bell notification so you get notified if there's any video in my channel or new video in my channel. At sa mga nag-subscribe na, thank you so much. At sa mga hindi pa, I hope you'll be able to subscribe, and if nagustuhan niyo itong videos na nasa channel ko, I'd really appreciate it. Hindi ko na pa siya patatagalin pa. Yung the very first one, I was in Davao because I got hired there. It was a job fair, and the hiring process was there's 2 applicants and you'll be interviewed in a panel. So yung katapat ko was actually a manager in one of the luxury restaurant in Davao, and I was 20 then. So my nervousness was really overwhelming, but I need the job, and I felt that BPO during that time was a prestige because you speak English and the salary is really high. And I came from the province, or I was in the province, and the rate there is a provincial rate. So I was looking for a higher salary for me to have a better and start my future. Now, the last question that was asked during the interview, and that was for both of us, was why should we hire you over her? So that got me stuck. Okay, I don't know the other applicant. I know my strength, but you don't wanna embarrass or offend the other applicant by answering that you are better, but you also need the job, right? So when I was asked that question, I got how will I answer this without really embarrassing the other applicant, and without pulling her spirit down, given that she also needs a job and she wants to try the BPO industry. That was around early stages of the BPO here in the Philippines. So the way I answered it is that, hey, I should be the one to get the post, because during that time as well, I remember that every time that the applicants will go out, there's only one that's being selected over the other. So the challenge and the nerve is getting high, just because that between the 2 of you, there's only one that will be selected. And I really want the job. I really want to get to the BPO industry. So the way I answered it, I remember, I really don't know my co-applicant, so I don't know her strength, but the way I heard it earlier, she's a manager. So basically, she has an edge in terms of managing. But I think my edge is that I'm very confident, I'm very outspoken, I can speak English well, and I'm very trainable. I'm young and I'm very dynamic. So in terms of reaching that goal, I think I have a better drive, just because I'm young and I want to prove myself. And I think that's something that you can bank in, that I'll join your company, I'll be grateful, and I'm really gonna do my best. I'll work hard to prove myself that I'm worth of the spot. With that, I should be the one to take that spot over her. And I will, but sometimes if you really want it, just go for it. Just answer whatever is on top of your mind, and that will give them a sincere answer. And fortunately, both of us was actually hired. The interviewer said, this is the first time we'll break our rule, and both of you will go to Manila. I get a free plane ticket and 2 months of accommodation here in Manila, provided by the company. So that was my very first interview in the BPO, and very first job in the BPO. And I was grateful, and I'm still grateful because they gave me the jump start to make a career in this industry. The second one, this is my second company after my first company that hired me from Davao, and I stayed there for 6 years. So on the second company, the very question that I really remember and got me stuck again was the interviewer asked me, "What's the color of your jacket?" And I was so perky because I was young, and um, how they taught you about the interview, you need to really be positive, be energetic, be aggressive. So I was so perky during that time, and he asked me, "What's the color of your jacket?" And I said, "Oh, it's green." Can you describe green to a blind person? Like, blind person describe green. The blind doesn't have any idea of how to, like, what type of color or what's the shade. So it got me stop right there. Thank you very much. But the way I answered it was, and I think this is something that you really can use. Um, so I said, green. So what I did, I actually described something that's intangible, because I think, and I use the feelings because I think that's one thing that the blind person can actually imagine, because they don't know what type of color, but it will give them an imagination of what their other senses could actually feel and describe. Then that should be the right answer. So I told the interviewer, green, this is verdant, this is peaceful, this is the smell of an ocean that will calm your mind. I think that's how I should describe it to the blind person, given that they don't have an eyesight which can see what exactly the color you're describing. So what I did, I'll just let them feel and imagine how it is, or what exactly a green color is, and I got the job. So I think the lesson learned from these interviews that I have and these questions, first is that you just really need to be confident. But more than that, I think it's the preparation. Be well aware of the current events, of the things that potentially will be asked during the interview, because key to being confident is knowing that you are prepared, you know what to say, and you possibly can answer the questions. And be aggressive. Just know that you want this and go for it. And I'm absolute you're gonna get that job. Alright, I hope you like these experiences that I had and these questions that normally being asked in the interview. But I'm not sure if it's the same questions, but I think I had fun, and I hope you guys do too, or you'll have fun as well when you'll have your interview. I think that's the secret. Just have fun, go for it, and if you get the job, great. If you don't, learn from it and move to the next interview. Alright, thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys again next time. Have a good one.